I met one girl one time today, and I think it genuinely changed the trajectory of how I'm going to run my business, how I'm going to run the rest of my life, and how I'm going to respond to relationships in the future. If you don't know me, I am Brandon Maloney. I'm like a calisthenics coach slash entrepreneur. This is like my unfiltered channel. And it's kind of where just like I rant and like give thought ideas and all this type of stuff. And I basically just share lessons that have nothing to do with calisthenics. I today met a girl, and I'm going to nickname her Amy, just like not to give off her name, just in case, like, for whatever reason, the YouTube algorithm is weird. Like, this blows up, someone in my school sees it, whatever. Like, my YouTube channel is linked, like, on my personal, like, Instagram account. So people go from there up to, like this channel, and then they find this channel. They can, like, make fun of her or, like, whatever. And that's not the goal of this at all. Basically, how the story goes of how I met this chick was first time today. I've seen her like kind of before, and one of the very, very key things that I want to give off in this story, and something that I'm going to emphasize super heavily. Give me 1 second. Something that I'm going to emphasize super heavily is the fact that she is a disabled person. She's in a wheelchair, she needs crutches, all that type of stuff. And that's very important. It's not like dogging on her or whatever. It's actually very important for the story. And I go into class, usual day, like I'm enjoying myself. I'm actually one of those weirdos who kind of like school. So I'm like, the sixth period, no, gotta go home. No more school to do, whatever. And I'm like weird like that. Um, I go in, I see that there's this new girl. I sit down at my regular desk. I don't really pay attention to it, really. I'm talking to my friend who's across from me, Aiden. And me and him are speaking. We're going back and forth. I kind of like stand up and I go around the room to like different groups. I like and say hi to this girl or like that guy, or like I dap up this dude, or like I fist bump that girl, like whatever. Like I kind of go around the room, and I come back to my seat. And my teacher, who was talking to the student who's just walked in, the girl that I've been referring to like this entire time, she points at me and she like looks at the girl and says, "Okay, go sit next to Brandon. Pick one of the seats like on either side." And like she looks over, she wants to sit on my left, whatever. She is like using crutches in order to get around, and she is like kind of hobbling. I like help her with her chair, I help her like with her crutches, whatever. I like kind of readjust them first to make sure like they don't fall or whatever, so she doesn't have to pick them up. My friend got her a piece of paper. I think I had given her like one of my folders or whatever, because she didn't want to like get up and get one, and I had extra. Like, being super nice to the girl. She was actually very sweet to come. She like introduced herself. She said hi, like, how are you guys? Like, hey, like, just super nice person, super polite person in general. And there was like this weird type of like feeling kind of energy. And that's the whole reason I'm making this, is because I met this person one time, and I could be completely wrong, but the energy I got from this individual person genuinely like changed my outlook on how I look at life. Like, genuinely, like I met them for 48 minutes, class last. Like, think about how profound that is. This story can literally change the trajectory of your life if I tell it right. We get to talking, like kind of getting to know her, kind of like introducing her or whatever. And when I say this girl's like kind of like one of those creative, like artsy girls, like she sat there singing, and she has like dyed hair, and she like has red makeup on and eyeliner and different types of makeup, and like she has a black fur coat, and like those weird like boot things that like come up weirdly high or whatever. And I'm the complete opposite of that. Like, I was wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt, and before that I was wearing a white wife beater. Like, this is the type of guy I am. Shorts on my bed sheets, freshly out of a workout, like no shower, no shirt, whatever. That's exactly who I am. Complete opposite of me. And we just got to talking, and like she was being silly. Like, she had took my friend's like across from me phone, and she was like taking pictures. I was in some of the pictures. Like, she took a picture like with my friend, whatever, on his phone. She was like being super goofy. She was literally acting like purely how she wanted to, but it was in like a respectful way. The advice that I give people when they ask me like how to be authentic or how to be more authentic, and or whatever, because like I guess I give off that kind of energy to some people, is just do what you want to do. Obviously, don't be like a douchebag about it. Learn to want to do the right things, but at the same time, do what you want to do. Say what you want to do, act how you want to act. And this girl encapsulated that. And I was getting to talking with her, and I don't remember quite how it got brought up, but I remember like her being in a wheelchair and got brought up because, like, again, disabled. Like, she, I don't want to speak for her because I actually don't know her well enough to like explain the situation, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that she has like some type of like deterioration like in her leg muscle, something along those lines, and it's just like very icky. She has to be in the wheelchair or else the deterioration is going to speed up and like all that type of stuff. Like sometimes she can use crutches, but I think what the story was her mom had messaged her saying like, okay, tomorrow is like her day to use a wheelchair, like whatever. She's like kind of complaining. She's not like complaining in the sense of like, oh, this sucks, but she's like, oh boy, I gotta use a wheelchair tomorrow. And she like kind of brings it up as like a conversation topic. Again, very fluent when it comes to conversation. And I'm like, wow, I'm like sat there impressed. I literally told my friend in front of her, like, I like this one. Like this one can stay in the group. And she said something very like profound to me. And she was like complaining about the wheelchair. She essentially just said she doesn't like it. And this question might sound stupid to you, but this is just me trying to like gauge who the person is and try and get to know them. I had literally asked her, why is it that you don't like the wheelchair? And her response, honestly, like I haven't cried in forever, but it does get me like slightly choked up, just the way that she said it. And her response was, because I want to be recognized for my creativity over my disability. I want to be recognized for the thing that's like most true to me over the thing that what everybody can see. And I kind of sat there for a second, and I'm like a pretty deep, like critical thinker. I would say like one of my biggest blessings and one of my biggest curses is that I can like go into deep thought about whatever topic I need to get into deep thought for. And I can go through it and I can talk about it and all that type of stuff. And I tried to save the conversation because I could tell she didn't really want to talk about it. And I had kind of said to her that I had said to her that because I'm like a positive, like go lucky, like happy kind of person, I had said to her something along the lines of like, well, you shouldn't hate it because it's a part of you and you're unique. And the people who do have the opportunity know you, the people who get the pleasure, because she is like genuinely an awesome person. I couldn't talk highly about someone other than like a handful of other people. And I, again, just met her. And this isn't like a crush video or anything. Like I'm completely good. Like I've had my woman, I have like had relationships before. Like this isn't what that is. Not even close. I just want to emphasize that for like any of my friends or any like family members or whoever's watching who are going to pester me about this. This isn't what that's about. But I'd kind of said to her like, it's a part of you. It's like it's something that unfortunately you can't really control, and the people who do have the pleasure of knowing you, the people who do have the pleasure of kind of understanding who you are, you get to have that effect on them to where you can impress them with your creativity. And it's more of an oppressive thing because people get to look at you and go, in spite of your disability, you're this creative or you're this talented or whatever. And there's something just like super inspiring when it comes to someone who's that level of authentic. And the reason why I say authentic is because a lot of people think like authentic means like, oh, you have to wear like modest clothes and you have to like not wear makeup or not wear like the fancy watch you want to wear, or like you can't like dress in a tank top or whatever because that's like what's the word I'm thinking about? That's like not very modest. Like you should cover up. You should like be comfortable in your own skin, all that type of stuff. And I'm starting to learn more and more because I've been like fairly red pilled like most of my life. I've been like more on the conservative side of like the American politics system. The more and more I've learned, the more and more I realize that people are just how they are. And different people have different levels of authenticity. For me, this is authentic. Being in my shorts on my bed when I haven't had a shower, when I'm like wearing nothing but a cross and glasses, and I'm like, the lighting sucks and all that type of stuff. I'm looking at myself through a like TV. So there's a TV behind me where I can see that this is recording. That for me is authentic. But if I was somebody who wanted to wear makeup, obviously like I'm not, but if I was like a chick or whatever, and I wanted to wear makeup, if I wanted to wear like fancy clothes, if I was somebody who wanted to wear like suits and ties and I wanted to wear like expensive watches, how I've been in the past, If I was somebody who wanted to be more loud or obnoxious, or somebody who wanted to be more on the quiet side, or I was somebody who wanted to like go all in on one hobby and kind of ignore all the other stuff that like people tell you should want to do, like specific aspects of fitness or specific aspects of like life and health and all that type of stuff. You don't really care about those aspects. That is authentic to you. Now, if you do care about it and it's like an underlying care, you have to dig that up and then make it a priority. You can't be like fat and not want to like change your diet and just say, oh, I'm being authentic. No, because that's obviously clearly different. You're hurting yourself and you're hurting your future self in that way. But if it's something along the lines of like how you dress, the type of fitness that you choose, the type of diet that you choose, as long as like your blood work and your health markers and all that stuff is coming back healthy, those specific things actually lead to your authenticity. Act how you want to act, because because everybody wants like very similar things. Let's be real. Everybody wants a type of work that they love and they're passionate about and that fulfills them. Everybody wants a type of what's the word I'm thinking about? Everybody wants a type of purpose and fulfillment and meaning, and everybody wants friendships, and everybody wants to feel comfortable within their own skin, and everybody wants to look good and attract the opposite sex, but like not in a degenerate way, but in like a loving, like caring way. There are people who want like that degenerate type of like, I just want 50 chicks, bro. No, you don't. Nobody actually wants that. That's such like a spirit crush. What you actually want is a woman who you love, who you can love. You just haven't learned how to do that yet. And to me, it's just such an interesting thing. And maybe this isn't as profound because I'm not like the number one storyteller or you didn't experience it yourself. But if anyone's still watching up to this point, I really do want to mention the level of authenticity that is described by these people. And I'm really going to try and tap into that very soon. This, honestly, like this style of content, I actually really enjoy. This isn't like my least favorite thing by any marker. So if I could keep doing this, that would be awesome. I'm going to be posting more to the Unfiltered channel, probably once every like 2 or 3 days, posting more on my main channel, doing more lectures for my paid program, doing more like courses and products, and maybe not like products, because again, the whole saying, like Russell Brunson, sell one thing until you make $1 million and then branch out, like that whole saying. But it's just so amazing, the level of kind of aspiration you can have for another human being. And it really was life-changing of an experience. If you're somebody who, for whatever reason, if you came from like my main channel, for example, if you're somebody who wants to improve in your calisthenics progress, you want a brotherhood of other guys, you want people who are like on like that self-improvement-y type path, or also progressing their best in calisthenics, who want to interact with people who want to make like their future best friend, you can join, I think it's the first link in the description, my paid calisthenics program. It's literally like group calls and courses and pay and programs and all that type of stuff on how to progress in your best way for calisthenics. It's so awesome. We have guys in there who have like literal like such high value info for such a cheap price. For like it's so cheap. It's like $20 or $30 a month. And it's even cheaper if you get like the annual subscription. You get a bunch of bonus stuff. You get like weekly lectures where I go for like deep and like intrusive topics that like I pre-planned. So it's not like this is more of like a deep topic, but I didn't really like pre-plan this. I literally just had like an idea in my head. I hit record and then I started talking. But it's such like a different thing. There have been guys who've literally told me like, yeah, my life has been changed because of like this advice that you gave me. And that's such an awesome thing. It's just so cool to be able to say that you've done that for someone, and so cool to be able to experience that, because that's what I wanted when I was younger. I wanted somebody who would be able to give me something that I could afford that would genuinely have an impact on my life. And I've done that. Literally, first link in the description. If you want my personal WhatsApp, then that is second link in the description, where you can literally have one-on-one access with me. Second link in the description, literally I'll answer your questions on absolutely anything. I'm a high-level student. I run a business. I'm a high-level athlete. I've done pretty well with girls and fitness and all that type of stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, that is the second link. My name has been Brandon. Keep doing the best of doing your best. Sign up for my paid programs. Cheers. trust God also.